Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic time and summer so far. It was a long time since I made a video like this now. I've been very busy with a lot of stuff, so finally now I have a little more time available. And this video I wanted to talk about share a little story, actually a little story time video, because I've been experienced some interesting things the last few weeks now. I don't think I've mentioned it on this channel, but I've been working extra as a between host, I think it's called, on a club here in my city in Sweden. So it's a close friend to me. He's running a like an event, a concept that they've been doing it for many years, but they ended it in 2019, so about 5 years ago. And now this summer they got allowed using the same kind of buildings. So the buildings are kind of like like these old factories. So it's kind of like rough touch on it, like kind of underground feeling. So it's kind of like a really cool place, to be honest. So they got permission to do 4 more events this year, and he reached out to me and asked if I wanted to jump in and work a little extra as a between host then. And I said yes, because I wanted to have the experience. I wanted to see how it would be, because I haven't done it, and thought it could be a really good lesson and good experience. I have a little experience in restaurant business for about I think it's 10 years now, since I was in the for the last time. But I know how the whole business works, and with the restaurants and stuff. So I know it's kind of it's a special environment, to be honest. It's a lot of fun. It's a very hectic, stressful environment, and some crazy people, but it's a good experience. That's what I want to have said. Anyhow, so I wanted to make this video and talk a little bit about what I've experienced, because I really noticed that most of us people in today's society, we are dopamine junkies, and I really experienced it the day after. So I've been doing this. I've been working with this for 3 days now, three times, and every time the next day I've been feeling very like depressed, very like down, feeling like loss of motivation, lost a lot of drive, almost like I'm hangover in a sense. But I haven't drinking anything, not a single drop of alcohol. Of course, you get home very late. I got home like 5 in the morning the other day, and you get bad sleep. It's not optimal at all. You cannot change the rhythm of the day and sleep cycle, so it's not nice at all. Not for a guy who likes to go up early and spend time in like outdoors mostly. So I noticed something, and like I said, I got really depressed the other day. I was really down the whole day, and I think it took me about to the middle of the day when I noticed that it's a crash that I experienced, like this huge dopamine crash. So I got in and read a little bit about it, and it's pretty common with like when people experience like big events and stuff, happenings and stuff like that. It's kind of like an anticlimax afterwards. I mean, this correlates to so many other things in our life. That's why we are chasing these hits all the time. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily that we are always addicted to that certain thing. It's more like we're addicted to dopamine, because that's what we want to have be stimulated by. So when you're working in this kind of environment, like if you're, like I said, let's say guard, or maybe bartender, or like I was now a host, you meet a lot of people. Because every like person who enters the club, they pass you and they kind of take notice of you. And I noticed that I got a lot of attention from both men and women. A lot of people come up to me and they talk, and it's a very hectic tempo. It's very loud, very like up tempo music, like house, kind of like hard style. Yeah, you're working many hours. You basically don't have any break. You just going at it. And it's like crazy how much dopamine is released in the brain when you are experiencing that environment and in that situation. And of course you're gonna experience a crash like afterwards. It's kind of like the same if when I talked about it before, you're watching a lot of porn, you're watching like dirty stuff on the internet, you're watching too many movies, TV shows, you're eating like high rewarding foods and stuff like that. Or you have something similar, like you're maybe working at big events, you're talking in front of people, you're having lectures, or whatever it is. Like you're getting exposed to a lot of people, and you're getting exposed to this feeling that you are like in the center of everything, and you get a lot of attention from people. The difference here, though, I would say, is that if we talk about the first things I mentioned there, the things on the lower end, it's not the same as these things, because when you experience this, when you're in front of people and this stuff, it's meaning that you have done something, you accomplished something to get there. You've done something good that you get the opportunity to be there. So it's a different thing in that way, but still you can see the parallels between them. They kind of go hand in hand together anyway. So the video is like, we are so addicted to these hits all the time. We want to be stimulated all the time. And I really felt it the other day, because it's so interesting. Like, days before that, I've been feeling amazing. So good. Been really experienced mostly in the now without the phone. Been doing fun things. And all of a sudden you do this and you're like hit with this crash. And it's not nice at all. And I talked to my friend who hosted this event, and he said that, I asked him, like, do you feel like this is an anticlimax for you now? And he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to feel it, he said. So it's kind of interesting that how it is. And I also think that it's kind of sad in a way, because we are always chasing these things outside from ourselves. Because we can get to the place where we can experience this all the time. Because that comes from within. That comes from you. Because you are content with who you are. You're at peace with who you are. You love yourself to the utmost. But since most people are not in that place yet, they are always gonna chase things externally. Because they want to feel this, the thing that everyone wants to feel. We want to be happy, we want to be at peace, and want to love our lives and ourselves. But when we always gonna put the other things outside on a pedestal, that we need to do them, we need to have this going on, we're never gonna get there. So that's why I think so many people, I can take in my life, for example, when I see a lot of friends, they are always stimulated with things. Doesn't matter if they're listening to loud music in the car, they are listening to loud music at home, they're watching things, they are doing things, they're hanging around with people all the time, they're doing things, have projects, businesses, all the time they're stimulated, they're doing some things. Because everyone is so afraid of just being with themselves, sitting alone, sitting with their own thoughts and mind, being at rest, basically, not doing anything. We're so afraid that we just never want to do that. So in the end of the day, we're always gonna, at some point, we're gonna experience that crash. But then people want to take another thing. They want to get the next hit. But we can't keep going like that forever, because eventually we will crash. So, yeah, I think it's so interesting when you, and I said it before, like that's why it's so important that we do things. We need to experience things so that we get to the truth for ourselves. Because otherwise we're just believing things. I mean, I can talk to people who have done this. Maybe people who worked as guards or they have worked as hosts. They can tell me these things, but I wouldn't know it. I would just believe it, because that's what they told me. I live in other people's truth. But I wanted to experience it my own, and now I know how it is. So now I can really understand how a lot of the young girls feel in today's world. When like a young attractive woman, like how they feel with constantly getting attention from the opposite sex, or maybe from other women. Non-stop, 24/7, they get that. And without even asking for it. That's why we usually say that women are never single, because they always have some thirsty guys around the corner. And I can also really understand why a lot of the celebrities out there are people with high status, high influence, why they get depressed, why they take drugs, why they're always looking at things from outside themselves as well, because they feel miserable, because they are experiencing these crashes all the time. And they always want to, I think most of them want to hide. That's why you see a lot of the photos with them or videos that they are basically covering their face and just want to hide. Because I can imagine that they feel terrible. And that's why they end up killing themselves. And we, as normal people, we always think that that's the ideal life. We want to experience that. That's what we want to have. We want to go out from our house or our apartment, and we want to have people taking photos of us, who want to come up to us and talk to us. I don't really think we want that deep down. Deep inside of ourselves, we don't want that. Because we don't want to deal with the consequences. But we think we will. We think we want that. I'm not saying this is the same experience. That's on a total different level. I get it, but it's kind of the same in a sense. You can draw parallels between them, and I can only imagine from this experience that I've been experiencing now how it is for them. And to be honest, like, I don't never want to experience that. I'm much more at peace with just going in the nature where it's quiet. Being actually with myself, it's a lot more fun as well. But then I like to go out, meet people as well, and have that experience. But like I said before, it's how what kind of approach you have to that. Is your approach that you're doing it because you want external validation, because you want people to see you? You want people to come up to you because you feel like you're special. You feel you're better than everyone else. You want women to hit on you. You want men to look at you because they feel your presence. If that's the thing, it's not for the right reasons. You have some work to do. But if you do it because you want to have the experience, because you want to see how it is, because you want to find out the truth about these kind of things, it's a different thing. So I think it always comes down to what is your motive? What is the motive behind it? To summarize it, I'm very glad I said yes to my friend. That's kind of been one of my goals this year, to just be more spontaneous and say yes to things and just view things as an experience. That's the most important thing. Because without that, we don't really know anything. So I'm very glad I said yes, and I did it. And I really liked it. It was a really nice time. And also, if we are really content and pleased with ourselves and happy, at peace, we should be able to be in any situation and be okay with it. So that's why I wanted to be in that environment now that I used to love, but don't do it as much anymore. But I wanted to feel that I can be pretty calm and quiet, being okay as it is in that situation as well. So that's my message for this video. I hope you liked it. It's a little inside story of what I've been doing recently. If you like it, hit the like button, share it to someone you know might need to hear information like this, and subscribe to the Path of Divine for more videos. And we talk soon again, so take care now. See you.